I think it's, I hope the things we would have done anyway. I think it's maybe upped the scale of it or up the reach of it. Give an example. The topic that we were kind of concerned with was about older people and the way in which if the older people we were working with through the project was funded through the Qualities Grant, we knew older people were very clear that what they wanted was small scale, very local support that enable you to continue as part of your community, be well, stay out of hospital, stay connected with your friends, so preventative stuff. And when you do need a bit of extra support, including, for example, if you had a spell in hospital and were coming home, again, it's that very local, practical, on the ground stuff. The evidence is that when you do that, it has much higher levels of satisfaction, is at least as effective as the conventional stuff, and often more effective, and costs much less. And yet, as a society, we don't fund that. We put most of our resources into existing services. Mm-hmm. So how do you get that kind of shift? And how do you have older people explaining why they want the things that we do? So when we were doing the u.lab stuff, the strand that ran alongside that was we also put out a kind of general call and said, tell us what you think would be part of a good community for you. What is a community that works well for older people look like and feel like? And people told us things, some of which were ones we expected and some of which were ones we completely didn't expect, which is the joy of talking to people and saying, how does life look for you? That fed into several things. We had already started, just about the time u.lab was actually starting, we'd started talking to Big Lottery about the possibility of a grant application under a UK programme. And they said, you can do this, but you need to talk to other people. And they put us in touch with some people in Wales. And where we've got to now is, one of the things we did was put in an application to them for a development grant. So for the last year, we've been working in a development project that's led to a big application. And if that comes off, it will be a 5-year project, looking at how it works for older people in rural communities, which tend to get quite kind of left behind. And that was becoming really, really clear from those conversations we were having about how it works for people in any community, but particularly the challenges for older people in rural communities. So much of those conversations became the evidence that we were using to back up and support that application. So that was good. Those conversations also highlighted a gap again we'd seen around older people, mental health and well-being, and how older age is the time in our lives when we're most likely to have mental health problems, and we are least likely to get access, certainly to NHS resources and often other resources as well. So what we've started doing, and again that's we've been lucky, we've got another 1-year Qualities Grant to do that, is beginning to bring together conversations. And I think what u.lab helped us do is have different conversations. So less of the conventional ones and trying to have different ones. So the tips we've given out to people on how to have conversations is very clearly say, get a different mix of people in the room. Give them tea and cakes. Why not go for a walk? Just go for a walk and talk about it. And just get to understand each other. Don't rush to come to a conclusion. It's how you get to know each other, how you understand each other, how you hear where each other's coming from and understand the problems better, rather than argue about why aren't there more resources, but just talk to each other, understand it. And out of that, you might come up with some ideas for, it's prototyping, but we're not calling it that, we're just saying, why don't you talk to each other, have a cup of tea, have a chat, have a walk. And out of that, try and do this. And we'll follow up with you. And by about Easter time, we'll maybe start kind of pulling this together and get people to talk about it together and share ideas. And as you tell us your ideas, we will share them on the website and do that. And it's all mini u.lab, but they don't know that. But that's what it is,
Yes.
using those kind of approaches.